afternoon, General Khumalo. Chair, I think the first observation is that the testimony is assisting. It would have more assisted had he appeared before some of the witnesses. But we understand that it was matters beyond yours and our control. You fell sick, and we hope that you have fully recovered now. Chair, another observation is that it looks like within SAPS, the population of errant boys is increasing rapidly. I think those people who run errands on behalf of alleged criminals, but they are police officers, looks like the population is increasing. Chair, I think the first issue I want to raise with the general is that General Mkhwanazi has got a firm view that your arrest is indicative of the fact that you are a project from those who want to stand against the rule of law and from those who want to make the crime intelligence stagnant in such an extent that they stand opposed to the reforms in the crime intelligence. Can you tell us your view in that regard? You are a project of who? Why are you a project? What are these reforms?
Thank you, Honorable Chair, Honorable Member. I agree with the views of Lieutenant-General Mkhwanazi in terms of my arrest being a project coming from both sides. Firstly, as a divisional commissioner of crime intelligence, with the reforms that one is implementing, there are lots of people that are not happy about them from within and outside the division, as well as the SAPS as a department. So that is seen on the campaign that is forever there, as I explained during my testimony, that there will always be negative publications that are bordering along some criminal activities. One has been told of so many attempts. I think even the testimonies in front of this committee can can indicate the attempts, number of attempts that have been made, looking for whatever that can make us be able to deal with Khumalo. So unfortunately, most of those attempts were missed targets. Then until then, this one that then had to be forced to be termed a criminal activity, of which one then was arrested too. I want to link that with the project itself. Hence, I indicated the coincidence of the 6th of December, when IDEC came into picture and interested in the dockets that were opened from Cape Town to Orlando. And then that indicates that then that was where the two projects were meshed into one, targeting me as the Divisional Commissioner of Crime Intelligence, and also now targeting me as the PKTT project leader And also the GCI Ops is under my terrain because it's a counterintelligence project that is run, and I'm chairing the NEC of that project.
Okay, thank you very much. Do you know anything about the existence of the Big Five drug cartel? And are you comfortable to tell the people of South Africa their names?
I am aware of the existence of the cartel. I cannot be able for now to be able to identify them because the investigation is still ongoing.
That's acceptable, General. Let's go back to the dockets, the 121 dockets. Amongst them, there is a docket from an alleged GBV case from Tata. I'm sure you'll recall the Justice for Namhla thingy in Mtata. Charam Kwanas alleges that that docket was part of the 121 dockets. So the question that we asked him, which we said you're going to answer extensively on, is that was it because that you have characterized what is alleged to have happened to Namhla Mtwa as a political killing one? He alleges that part of what distracted you from pursuing the investigation is that it was taken to court. An interdict, an application to interdict it was filed in court. So we want to know who filed it. What was the finding of the court? What is the status of the docket and the investigation now?
Thank you, Honorable Chair, Honorable Member. There is somewhere in my affidavit where I indicate that the National Commissioner has got powers to allocate any other investigation to the PKTT as he may deem fit. It happened when we were requested to send some of our PKTT members to the Eastern Cape for the University of Fort Hare. When then that investigation was successful, and then there were complaints of this Namhla case not progressing, and then powers vested on the National Commissioner, then he instructed that we also take over that investigation with our team that was already in the Eastern Cape. And then indeed, we took over the investigation. We applied our methodology, doing most of the things that everybody else who has dealt with that case did not do. And then when we started the takedown operation on the same docket, then the main suspect went to court and interdicted us from getting closer to him. In other words, like stopping the investigation. We were very much shocked then to learn that the judge then did give that order of that interdict, but temporarily for a year. And then he postponed it to the following year to make the final judgment. During that year, when we were waiting for the final judgment, all our witnesses were killed. And then after the year, then the judgment came in our favor. But then all our witnesses had been killed during the year when we could not move. So that it's true that that docket was part of 121 dockets. And as dockets were sent back to the provinces. It was also sent back to the Eastern Cape.
Thank you. Let's go back to your arrest. You are arrested by IDEC on the basis of what one would refer as a labor matter. One, do you know that the head of IDEC, Advocate Andrea Johnson, presided over a process that hired her own husband?
Yes, I'm aware.
Okay, let's leave it there. I'm sure you know how the protocols on handling intelligence information. The head of IDEC tells the Ad Hoc Committee that Mr. Adams came to her with a complaint that he found an intelligence information on his doorstep. But when he went to file the complaint, there was no intelligence information. There was just a report about a verbal report that I found this. So they did an affidavit. You will tell us is that the official way of handling intelligence information? And in your view, do you think that IDEC should have acted in a verbal report of what was alleged to have been found at the doorstep?
Thank you, Honorable Chair, Honorable Member. Although one, as I've indicated in my statement, I think I have only one paragraph talking to the case because the learned friends, they say, when a matter is sub judice and you are involved, you're not allowed to talk too much. But then when it comes to my understanding, because dealing with classified information is one of my specialization fields, that was not the correct procedure. The correct procedure was for that document to be handed over to a vetted and security cleared person, and also to rely on, because it amounts to a hearsay, if in your statement you say, I got this information from a document that I found underneath the door.
Thank you. Let's pass it. I don't want to probe you much about this. As you have said, it's a trial underway. Where did you learn about the disbandment of the brigade team? Or how did you learn about the disbandment of the brigade team?
Like almost, thank you, Honorable Chair, like almost everybody, I learned it through the social media, which was a very painful experience because I think it was on the second, on the second, when then I started receiving calls. Now, I had to receive calls from all members of the PKTT as the project coordinator, asking me one and the same question that I could not answer. I ended up requesting General Nqola to go and address the whole team because we were in the dark, all of us. We just saw it on the social media. It was only on the 7th when I received the email from the DNC, which was also without this attachment. It was just an email directing me what to do.
On the 3rd of January, saying you must do a closing up report and submit it on the 13th of January, 2025.
That's correct.
So that is 13 days after the actual disbandment letter. So the immediate effect was actually immediate.
According to my understanding.
Thank you very much. You sent a team to the University of Fort Hare to do operations there. There's an allegation that your team got bribed, and one of them got bribed with a gin and a poloneg. What is your take on that? The 1.5. Some of them got 1.5, a wallet and stuff. Yeah, a wallet.
Yeah. Thank you, Chair. My take and my understanding is there was no bribe that took place there. When we were introduced to the University of Fort Hare, we were given Mr. Plakis, who is the Director of Investigations, to be a contact person between the team when the team needs some documents and whatever from the university, because he's dealing with investigations. So we can practically say he was part of the team because he was spending most of his time with the team, a very generous gentleman who will buy lunch for anyone at any time, and then give freebies like a very rich person. So there was that rapport between him and the team working together, and also him offering, but the offering and the goodies.
Was it at winter, General?
I can't remember whether it was at winter, but what I want to underline in my answer is it only happened after the team arrested the hit coordinator, who at the later stage we find that he was talking with him. So it was during that period only. And he was attending all the cases when the team goes to court to place. When they went to place this particular one, he did not go to court. So already the team started to be suspicious. That was the time then he was giving freebies.
Thank you. I think the Polonek explains what season was it. Let's jump. Let's take matters to Herigwala now, where Honorable Nomvalo comes from. Your detractors have a view that the firearms that were found to have been used to murder Sindiso Magaga were firearms that came from crime intelligence. And that has brought your name into the center of the fracas that happened in regard to that case. What is your take on that?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I was leading the investigation that found those facts, and I was not part of crime intelligence by then. I was a brigadier at ORS, and after some time, whilst in the task team, I became a major general, still busy with the same investigation. So that part of evidence was uncovered by myself and the team. It's me who flew from Durban to go to Pretoria to have a meeting with the then acting divisional commissioner, crime intelligence, discussing those issues after we have uncovered that part of evidence.
Okay. The letter of the 31st of December 2024 covers three aspects. It covers the PKTT, which you are affected. Covers the ports of entry. I'm not sure if you are affected. It covers crime intelligence, moratorium on filling of vacancies, which you are also affected as the head of crime intelligence. It's now been a year since the moratorium. What impact did the moratorium have on the performance and the effectiveness of the crime intelligence of the country?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Especially if you are going to couple with our arrest and our prohibition from entering the premises or doing the crime intelligence work, the damage is very huge because already we were operating on a very limping scale. with those posts that were freezed. Now, when we are arrested, the very few remaining top management, and then one can say when we went back, we found that it's like we are starting from scratch. There are lots of things that have gone back to where they were, and then let alone then the outstanding issues that were not attended up to date.
You make an analysis of how drug cartels operate. You categorize them from major to minor, international, local, and stuff. And you say, in most cases, the big crime syndicates or big criminal cartels normally hold dual memberships. I mean, dual citizenships. In that, the member from that and that and that. How many do you have knowledge if Mr. Paul O'Sullivan has one or two citizenships?
According to our profile, he has got 3.
He has got 3.
Yeah.
And Mr. Matlala has got 2, according to evidence.
Yeah.
So could we make a round off that they suit the characterization of drug cartels?
It's one of the most important requirements for you to serve in a cartel. As I mentioned during my evidence, that you'll need to be able to move across so as then the commodities can also be able to move.
We had asked, please apologies if I'm rushing you. The chair is a very strict guy there. We have asked Mr. Cedric Nkabinde on what becomes his role in the senior management service meetings of the SAPS. And he alleged that actually he responded that he just goes there to support the minister, to just give a support work to the minister. But in your affidavit, you detail in respect of a winding down report that Mr. Nkabinde had a different view with Sibiya and the minister and all that. Is that true? Could it be that Mr. Nkabinde was not telling Parliament the truth?
It is true, Honorable Member, Honorable Chair. According to also my understanding, the staff officer is the assistant of the minister who must just keep records and decisions and assist the minister. But in one meeting that I'm referring to in my affidavit, he was part of the discussion and very vocal in terms of immediate disbandment.
Okay. So the PKT is a multidisciplinary team, as you explain it in your affidavit, that is prosecutorial guided, that is prosecution guided. So in your view, as the project leader of the PKT, to whom does the power of dissolution reside? Who holds the power to dissolve the political killing system?
According to my understanding, the power to dissolve has to come the way the establishment came. There's a time where I referred to the demobilization that will need 7 years if you had been in the operation for 7 years, because it has to start with discussions with the stakeholders. So as you are all in agreement at all levels, there are lots of levels of PKTT in terms of oversight and participation that I mentioned. Operational level, provincial steering committee, national, up until the IMC, who can then recommend to the president that they recommend the termination, according to my understanding.
Is it evidence that it is not correct to say the interministerial committee does not exist, but the Minister of Police just failed to convene it?
It is my strongest view, because we still having the file open and the file is active, and the last minutes are for September 2023, and then the other minutes are for the briefing of the president then in 2024. So according to me, then
what did the president say?
The president appreciated the good work and also gave his inputs in terms of the areas of improvement.
I'm asking because former Minister Xola even had gestures, and the president said, yeah, that's fine. Good work, good work. On a lighter note, the last issue is that the firm view is that there are three aspects that led to the dissolution of the brigade. Is the work study, is the review of organizational structure and related matters. What is your take on that? That's my last question.
Thank you. My take on that, it's none of the three can be applicable to the decision to disband. The issue of the review of the structures, there is no structure of SAPS that you will find with a task team, because a task team is not a unit. So using the reason of restructuring or reviewing the structure as a reason for disbanding, there will always be a reason for a task team to be established if there is a problem that needs swift, because a task team means you bring resources together and then your reaction time is much quicker. So there will always be. Then on all three of them, I don't believe that they will one that will fly.
That's fine. My time is up. Thank you very much, Chair. Thank you very much, General.
Honorable Soka.